Hey guys, this is Oshi and this is James. No, it's just a tablecloth. But this is going to be my video about all the decks that I selected for spooky season, or just Halloween, or more of the darker autumnal, darker fall season, because I'm not just, I don't just use zombie related decks this time around. But I didn't plan on making a video, so hence the quickly thrown together decoration for the appropriateness of this video. But I filmed a declutter, which is scheduled to go up, I think, 2 weeks from now. So I kind of felt like it's gonna be too late, where I talk about which decks I'm gonna keep out for the season. But I thought that it's still gonna be fun to just show you the few decks, because I don't have a lot of decks that I've selected for the season. So yeah, let's start. So there's not gonna be any special order. I just pull the decks as they lay on my table, and the easier to access it, the quicker they're gonna be on the video. So if anything is interesting, and you don't know which deck is it, and I don't say it in a way that you understand, then just ask. First one is the Hush Tarot. It's not necessarily, it's not a Halloween type of deck, but it's definitely one that it's connected to the season. And what I mean by it is the autumnal, it's the dying of things, it's the ending of things, which is the most significant of this season, autumn and going into winter, before winter. And I think Peekaboo Rose posted a video about it, and I'm sorry if I'm misremembering, where she rearranged the deck, and I was very, very tempted to do that. And I might do that because, these are not, I don't think these were made for the deck. I think they, Jeremy Hush just pulled existing images, at least I think, and chose them for the titles. And look at that Hanged Man. It's a very interesting Hanged Man as a Hanged Man, but it could be such a great Seven of Swords. And I think Peekaboo Rose changed hers to that. Like I said, sorry if I'm misremembering. So I'm kind of tempted to do the same, but I really want to give it a try to work with it as it was intended, to see how it works, because I don't want to just transform it into my own liking and missing out on something. So I'm not sure yet, but there could be like a better Two of Pentacles, because I don't see birds pulling out or whatever it's called from a hand grenade as a Two of Pentacles. So, but that's the thing that excites me about the deck, because it makes me think about certain elements differently. So I don't know, because it could be fun to rearrange the whole deck and put together with these images, which I really love, something that would more suit the way that I read the tarot. I'm tempted, let's just say that. But so for now, it's just gonna stay, and I love the cardstock. It's gonna stay in this format for sure. Next one, let's stick with the Darkwood theme. It's the Darkwood Tarot, which is in the pouch that I actually made. Some of these decks finally are housed in pouches that I can actually use. And look at that. We have the Two of Pentacles again. Okay, and some is going to be upside down. And now, okay, let me check if there's a glare. Okay, it shouldn't be, because we have a really rainy day, which would be like a great mood for a video like this, but for filming it's not good. I mean, I can't really see the cards because the glare is there for me, but hopefully it's not there for you. Two of Swords. I love this deck. As much as I didn't connect with it for the first year when I had it, I don't know, something happened in the second year, and it just reads really well for me. So I love using it for sure. I used it in a recent pick a card reading, and everything is upside down, sorry. On my second channel, if you want to see the deck in action. But yeah, it definitely has that vampires and darkwood and, you know, Halloween-y type feeling for sure. And I love the actual backs. A lot of people don't like them, but I do. And I edged it this yellowy green that matches this sort of this part, I think, more of the cards. Okay. It's so weird for me because I usually don't use any tablecloth. I just have that one piece that doesn't move around. So I'm like, I need to be mindful about things. And I'm not editing. I'm not. Okay. Next one is a very, very fitting for the season deck. It was one of the first ones, so it's not pretty. You know, like, I mean, the later ones are prettier. But this is the Everyday Witch, and this is the full size. I have the pocket one, and that lives in my bag. If I ever leave the home, you know, I have a deck with me. But this is perfect for the season, and I don't know why everything is all messed up. I don't read reversals, so it shouldn't be. But you know, it's the witchy, it's the fun Halloween side of things. So I mean, I'm sure everybody already saw this deck 100 million times, but still, I love the colors, I love the illustration, and that's why I'm happy that I have the full size, because there are some details that you can't really see on the small one, because it's like this size. And I could have shown you that, but it's not here, so I'm not able to. Okay, so let's leave it with the Queen of Wands. So that's the Everyday Witch, which I really like how it's edged, you know, like all the blue and the gold. Next one is the Shadowland Tarot. I mean, you should know that because of the black and the yellow. And it's prettier. I mean, the pouch is much prettier. I mean, you know, just for my standard, it's not anything like Caliber or DM from Wood Crush Cottage. I never know which channel it is. I don't know why. But yeah, it's a very yellowy back. It's, for me, it's a fun deck. You know, I don't see these creatures as scary or anything. And I did remove the gold gilding because it was cutting into my palm, and I edged it black, but I need to redo it because this black is kind of faded and I need a darker black. I just don't know. I don't have anything at the moment because it's a bit waxy, the cardstock, and it doesn't, even if, you know, this part is not, because the gilding removed exposes the inner workings of a card, it's still kind of a waxy cardstock, even though that part, you know, shouldn't be like that anymore. So it's not as easy to edge it as you might think. But I love it. It's fun, it's quirky, it's perfect for the season. And if I would only have a couple of decks and this would be one of them, I would use it all the time because I just love it. But because I don't, you know, because I do have more than a few decks. Yeah, don't give me the tower. Yeah, give me the, yeah, exactly, give me the star. It's just, it only gets to be used around this time of the year, so I will have to make good use of it. And I totally lied, I'm editing this one because I have to. This one is a deck that I use for personal reasons more than public. It's the Raven's Prophecy, and I trimmed it because even though I didn't want to, I wanted to keep the Pix orange. It was just too distracting, and I then edged it to black, and by complete accident, because I used the same cloth as the one that I used with the Everyday Witch, you can't see that because the camera doesn't pick it up, unfortunately, but there are golden speckles all over the black, and that's just, it kind of feels like there's some magic infused now in the deck, which is, you know, like wonderful because I love it. And I kind of use it as communication with not even my higher self. It's more about a liminal place that is around me, you know, like, I don't want to use big words like guides, because I don't know how my relationship with them is yet. So, but ancestors and just everything that's there beyond the veil, I would say like that. I'm using it for that, and it's a very, very special deck because of that. The readings that I get are very, very personal, so I'm kind of not, I decided in a way that I'm not using it for just other people. I kind of keep it for myself, even though I use it less because of that. But every time I do a reading with it, it just becomes so deep and so personal that I would feel kind of bad in a way to use it in a regular pick a card, even though it would work so well for other people as well. But I'm kind of like, it's you know, it's became my precious in a way. So Raven's Prophecy. Next one is the obvious choice for the season, is the Zombie Tarot. I mean, if I can open it, because the box is it looks really cool, but a vacuum is a real thing. And yes, I had to trim it because my deck arrived half and half in different sizes, just by like 0.5 millimeter, but it wasn't, you know, the same height and same width, and drove me crazy. So I had to go through the whole thing and just trim, micro trim the whole thing, and then I, you know, edged it. It wasn't, it's a dark gray because I wanted to match this part, but I'm kind of, you know, sad now that I didn't match it to the front and didn't make something lighter like a parchment color. So I'm not saying that I'm gonna go over it again and retrim it, because oh god, no, but maybe one day. But you know, it's most fun. I love this High Priestess, and I don't know why it always gets, you know, messed up. But obviously this is the deck why I made my Zombie Oracle, so it's gonna be on the table because I use those two regularly together. And I don't know why I feel like I need to show you all, because you know these cards, but I'm gonna keep it out here because I'm gonna show you the Zombie Oracle next. Yay! So Zombie Oracle now, it's 60 cards, so it's a lot more, it's a lot chunkier. This is from Utopia, it's season 2. You know, if you're interested in getting a zombie themed oracle that matches most of, you know, I would say a lot of people's zombie or whatever themed decks. Yeah, and I'm gonna do a side by side, just, you know, keep it here. Please check out my channel. I have walkthroughs and flip throughs and everything throughs for these decks. The second one, look at that. The second one matches the first one in the back, in the font used, in the style. So you can, if you already have the first one, you can just get the second and put them together and, you know, use them as a 60 card oracle for the season, or even more, because a lot of people tells me that, you know, they like these deck, that they like to use the deck outside of the season as well, because what can I say, I'm proud of myself, it's a good one. And yeah, the backs are actually not, yeah, this one, because I had a mishap with the first one, so mine is different when it comes to the two seasons, but yours is not gonna be. So, you know, if you need some guidance, get the Zombie Oracle. Obviously, it's my main oracle for the season. Next one is the Deviant Moon, which is not necessarily... Oh, look at that, the sun is shining. It's like Deviant Moon. It's not necessarily a dark deck for me at all. I really like to use it for financial readings. For me, this is a busy merchant word, so everything that relates to job, work, money, it's here in this realm, and hence the deck works so well. I'm still considering getting a bordered version because this is the borderless, and trim it because this is just a tiny bit big for my hand. And if this, the bordered version is the same size, if I trim it down, it would be actually in a perfectly usable size, but obviously it wouldn't be a perfect trim because I'm not a machine. And my Fiskars guillotine trimmer is misaligned, and it's not sold in my country, so it's not easy to replace it. So every time I use it, it's not as perfect as it should be, which is annoying. But yeah, it's gonna come out for the season because we love the Deviant Moon, and I'm assuming you love it too because a lot of people love it. Not everybody. I'm not saying that. And obviously I edged it to match this. So I really like the way that it's edged. But I still think that at some point I want the border version because that would make it perfect. Next one is the Supernatural Tarot, which is, is my love to hate deck, I guess. The cardstock is awful. It's just so hard to shuffle. They still stick together. Can you see like how they stick together in chunks? No matter how many times I shuffled this deck, that quality didn't go away. I edged it black because honestly, and I used the Sharpie, and it has a sheen, which is perfect, I think, for this one. But it's a lazy pip kind of deck, but not with every card, which is even more so annoying than, like the Lord of the Rings, where Rowena is the perfect High Priestess. You see, some like the Three of Swords has a character in it, so why can't you do that with all of them? And yeah, I don't understand still. Some are annoying, but I just love this show, and the cards where they are actually showing something are really, really good, and they are well chosen. So I look at them fools. It's just, I love that. They are not lovers, they are fools. I think it's better. So yeah, like I said, I love to hate this deck. But obviously it's seasonal appropriate, so it's coming out. And it's gonna join the hunt. No, it's not, but you know what I mean. Okay, next one is something that I'm trying to decide if I want to keep it or not. It looks like I want to keep it actually, but it's the Harry Potter Magical Meditations, and I kind of use it as an oracle, but these cards are good for picking a theme for a reading, and I use them in that pick a card that I mentioned earlier. Unfortunately, the categories are the exact same illustration, which is, I think it's a miss. They should have put more effort into, giving these cards more personality, because I don't even know what I'm not gonna show you, but there are questions here and scenarios presented that can be actually used to figure things out, like get love that overcome with a typo with a Z. This came out in one of the readings, and I was like, with the zombie oracle, it was perfect. But yeah, so there are, like quotes or questions at the end that can be very well incorporated incorporated into a reading. So I'm actually giving it right now a good chance to see how much I actually want to use them, because if I just know that they're good but I never reach for them, then it's just a novelty deck because it's Harry Potter. But and look at that, the Roxford. But I kind of want to see if I would actually use them, how well they would perform. And I think they are better than I keep giving credit, because I keep getting disappointed for the lack of illustration. But I think I just need to make myself not even necessarily a tarot deck. I don't think I want to spend too much time on creating a Harry Potter tarot deck for myself. I think I'm gonna do an oracle, because that would give me more chance to use, actually. And only 2 decks left. One of them is my seasonal autumn deck. It's the Oak, Ash and Thorn, which I don't even know why I keep these inside. I should remove them and put them somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I do that. But it's my favorite autumnal deck. And look at the tiny, tiny snail and rabbits. Okay, no, okay, we're not doing that. But I totally got distracted by the snails. So these are not, you know, this is not a Halloween, this is not a spooky deck, but this is an autumnal, let's go into the forest and experience nature kind of deck. And, you know, it's my fall deck. It's my official fall deck, I think. I don't even know if I have anything else that comes anything close to being my fall deck, so I don't think so. So I don't always want to do, you know, spooky themed or zombie themed whatever readings, as in just aesthetic wise. And when I just want to do something more, something gentle, not more, something different, I can just, you know, use this deck. And it's very, very hard to put this one away, but sometimes I have to, because if it's on my table all the time, then I'm not using anything else. And like I said, I have a couple of decks and I want to use more than just a few. So yeah, Oak, Ash and Thorn. And the last one, which is also something that I want to use more often, is the Shadow Word with a disgusting yellow. As I mean, it's so yellow, it's egg yolk yellow. I don't know how much you can see from the camera. And I don't have the other 2, but at some point I will have those, because these are giant cards. I think there's only 20, and they are thick. They like coasters, but you can put together, and the Little Witch is my favorite. You can put together stories with these. You can use them as an oracle. I did use them in readings previously, and they always worked so well, because there's something in the cards that you can pull in. Like, this is a robot wife, and I think the description, because there are some description that, you know, if you don't have anything to go on, you can check. But, you know, you don't have to use those, obviously. And when you pair these with tarot or oracle, a lot of fun things come up. So yeah, I definitely want to use them. So yeah, I think this is my last one, just looking around, but yep. So yeah, these are my autumnal or spooky, I don't even want to say spooky necessary season, but dark forest season, I'm gonna call this, you know. And self-promo back on. Full safety. Hope you enjoyed this. You do let me know what decks do you use. If you have a video, I'm probably gonna watch it if I haven't watched it already, because I do enjoy very, very much watching other people's collections videos. I always love listening to why people select certain decks for certain reasons. I think those are very, very, not just, you know, useful, but they are entertaining. So I understand that there are some people who are not very comfortable sharing collection videos these days. I completely understand, but if you do, and you know, if I haven't seen you before, please just let me know and I will check it out for sure, because I love seeing all those. And yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop, and thank you so much for being here. Hope you enjoyed this. Look around for the decks if you're interested in the description, or for my second channel if you want to see them in action for readings. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Have a lovely dark forest season. See you in the next one. Bye.